Welcome to Story Glow, where love is never simple, and hearts are always tested. Today's story is about a billionaire, his scratched Mercedes, and a poor girl who changed his life forever. But what happened next was something no one expected. Stay till the end. You won't believe what happens. Ethan Carter had everything. $1 billion empire, luxurious mansions, and cars that most people could only dream of. But despite all his success, there was one thing missing in his life: true happiness. He had spent years building his wealth, believing money could fill the void in his heart. Yet, every time he returned to his empty penthouse, he felt nothing but loneliness. One evening, after a long, exhausting business meeting, Ethan walked towards his sleek black Mercedes-AMG, his most prized possession. He had bought this car with a sense of pride. It was a symbol of his success, his status, his power. But as he approached it, his expression turned into one of pure shock. A deep scratch ran across the side of the car. His hands clenched into fists. His jaw tightened as anger boiled in his veins. "Who did this?" he muttered through gritted teeth. That's when he noticed someone nearby. A young woman sitting on the sidewalk, her arms wrapped around herself. She looked frightened, her face pale under the dim streetlights. Ethan stormed towards her. "You," he snapped. "Did you do this?" The girl flinched but didn't run. She slowly looked up at him, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Ethan's nostrils flared. "Do you even know how much this car costs? It's worth more than your entire life." The girl bit her lip, her hands trembling. I wasn't trying to ruin it. I just wanted to." "You just wanted to what? Destroy someone else's property?" Ethan's tone was sharp, unforgiving. The girl lowered her gaze. Then, hesitantly, she pointed at the scratch. Ethan followed her hand, and for the first time, he noticed that the scratch wasn't just a random mark. It was a name. Lily. His brows furrowed. "Lily," he muttered, confused. The girl took a shaky breath. "She's my little sister." Ethan's anger wavered slightly, but he didn't soften. "And why did you think it was okay to scratch her name on my car?" Tears rolled down her cheeks. "Lily is sick. She's in the hospital. She used to love writing her name everywhere. On papers, on walls, even on our old wooden table. But now she can't." Her voice broke. "She's too weak to even hold a pencil." Ethan's heart clenched, but he kept his expression cold. "That still doesn't explain why you vandalized my car." The girl sniffled, wiping her face. "I don't have money to buy her notebooks. I wanted to make her smile, even if just for a moment. I thought, if I wrote her name somewhere special, somewhere grand, maybe she'd feel like she still mattered." Ethan was speechless. He had expected a thief, a troublemaker, or some careless kid. But this girl, she had done it out of love. For the first time in a long time, something in Ethan's heart shifted. He sighed heavily, running a hand through his hair. "What's your name?" The girl hesitated. "Emma," he exhaled. "And where is Lily?" Emma looked up, her eyes filled with confusion. "Why do you care?" Ethan didn't answer right away. Instead, he pulled out his phone and made a call. "I want my car towed for repairs immediately," he said. Then, turning back to Emma, he asked, "Which hospital?" Her lips parted in shock. "Wait, you're not calling the police?" He shook his head. "No, just tell me where she is." After a moment's hesitation, Emma whispered the name of the hospital. Without another word, Ethan signaled his driver to bring another car. "Get in." Emma blinked. What? "We're going to see Lily." An hour later, they arrived at a small, underfunded hospital. The sight of the crumbling walls and dimly lit corridors made Ethan's chest tighten. He had donated millions to hospitals in his business name, yet he had never stepped foot in one like this. Emma led him to a tiny room where a frail little girl lay in bed, her skin pale, her hands barely moving. But when she saw Emma, Her face lit up with a weak smile. "Emma," Lily whispered. Ethan stood in the doorway, watching as Emma knelt beside her sister, holding her tiny hand. "Look," Emma said softly. "I wrote your name on something special." Lily's tired eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What?" Emma hesitated, then glanced at Ethan. He sighed, stepping forward. "She wrote it on my car," he admitted. Lily gasped. "A real car?" Ethan nodded. "A very expensive one." For a moment Lily looked guilty. I didn't mean to cause trouble." Ethan shook his head. "You didn't. In fact, I want to help." Emma's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" Ethan turned to Lily. "How about we get you the best doctors in the country? Whatever treatment you need, I'll make sure you get it." Emma gasped. "No, that's too much. I can't pay you back." Ethan gave a small smile. "Consider it a gift. From one person who knows what loneliness feels like, to another who deserves all the happiness in the world." Emma covered her mouth, sobbing. Lily's tiny fingers squeezed Ethan's hand weakly. "Thank you, Mr. Ethan," he said softly. For the first time in years, his heart felt lighter. And as he watched the sisters hug each other, he realized, maybe, just maybe, this was the moment he had been waiting for all his life. If you loved this heart-touching story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Twisted Love Stories for more emotional tales. See you in the next one.